After passing the eighth circle, we walk not into fire but in the vast frozen wasteland to a frozen lake. Ice so thick that it no longer even seems like water, but rather glass. The very center of hell and this place in all of creation never receive a divine light of God. Treachery, the ninth circle of the Inferno. To the dark mist I felt numb with bitter cold. And all about here are the forsaken souls of the deceivers and traitors. No sunlight but the breeze of wind is very strong and getting stronger as we near the center of the ninth circle. After passing Kaina, the two heroines arrive in the Antenora, where the traitors to its homeland are being punished. Here, he saw the sinners that are half frozen in the frozen lake of the ninth circle, wearing with their funny position, and in this area, cries of souls being tormented with the pain of coldness and numbness echoed through the area. But one sinner caught the attention of Dante, a sinner feasting and chewing in other sinner, and he can't explain the dark turmoil he felt. With his curiosity, he reached the sinner and asked what he was doing. Then the sinner explained that when he tells his story, he will again feel all the pain. But he wants to tell Dante how nasty the sinner he was feasting. Then he introduced himself as Ugolino, and his fist is Archbishop Roggery. Then he starts his story. I returned to Pisa at the invitation of Archbishop Roggery, who betrayed and imprisoned me, together with my sons. One day, I heard the door being nailed. That time, I know what will happen to us. In the first dawn, after we are locked up, I heard my son begging for some bread, but no one heed his plea. For them, it is the right for me to strip them down, since I'm the one who caught them. At this, I grew calm and fall silent for the next 2 days and didn't say a thing to comfort them. I groped around blindly, and in the moment of truth, I break my silence and called after my sons and realized they're dead. Then I found out that hunger is more powerful than grief. And then Dante and Virgil leaves Ugolino behind, while hearing his painful cry and riddled of what is the meaning of his last words. The sinners who are punished are freezed deeper as they walk directly in the center of hell. Until Dante reached where the sinners in the lake is frozen, up to their necks. Then Virgil told them, they are now in the playground of the ninth circle, where the traitors to death are being punished. While they walk, they can hear the echoes of the sinners refusing not to cry, not to grieve, and feel no pain, but they can't. Dante can also feel their suffering, but he wants to help them, but Virgil advised not to interfere, since it was worthy of their punishment. In the middle of the frozen sinners, one cold death, and his eyes are full of frozen tears. He asked Dante to wipe the frozen tears so he can cry again, but Dante wants to hear his story first before he wiped it. I'm Fra Alberigo, one of the jovial friars of the family of Manfred, Lord of Pisa. One evening, I invited them for a supper and have armed retainers in the chambers around the banquet room. It was summer and I ordered his servants, after serving the meat, he should order the fruit. It is an order where the servants will open the doors of the room and let the armed man assassinate all of the guests. With great despair, Alberigo claims that his punishment is too severe and too much for her crime. Still journeying towards the center of the ninth circle of hell, Dante becomes aware of a great shape in the distance. Hidden by the fog, right under his feet, However, he notices sinners completely covered in ice, sometimes several feet deep. Contorted into various positions, these souls constitute the most evil of all sinners. The traitors to their benefactors, they are part of hell. The fourth ring of the ninth circle is called Judeca. Dante and Virgil advance toward the giant, mist-shrouded shape. As they approach through the fog, they behold its true form. The sight unnerves Dante to such an extent that he knows not whether he is alive or dead. The figure is Lucifer. This Satan, no one named, does not justice to his terrible nature. The size of his arms alone exceeds all of the giants of the eighth circle of hell put together. He stands in the icy lake, his torso lighting above their surface. Gazing upward, Dante sees that Lucifer has three horrible faces, one looking straight ahead and the others looking back over his shoulders. Beneath each head rises a set of wings which wave back and forth, creating the icy winds that keep constitutes frozen.
Each of Lucifer's mouths holds a sinner, the three greatest sinners of human history, all traitors to a benefactor. In the center mouth dangles Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Christ. In the left and right mouths hang Brutus and Cassius, who murdered Julius Caesar in the Roman Senate. Brutus and Cassius appear with their heads out, but Judas is lodged head first. Only his twitching legs protrude. The mouths chew their victims, constantly tearing the traitors to pieces, but never killing them. Virgil tells Dante that they have now seen all of hell and must leave at once.
Putting Dante on his back, Virgil performs a startling feat. He avoids the flapping wings and climbs into Lucifer's body, gripping the devil's frozen locks of hair and lowering himself and his companion down. Dante and Virgil wind along past Lucifer's split until they finally emerge to see the sun again on the opposite end of the earth from where they began.